People are out there wondering how this happened. It's very easy, right? When they drug people, when they conspiracy against these people, there's a lot of people involved in this. A lot of people involved in it. So, do I feel bad for any of these people? Probably not. It's a scam and a racket. Everybody, oh, Magnolia. Well, now stuff is coming out on Magnolia. It was like a Bonnie and Clyde thing, right? They were addicted to porn. They were luring men and women. They were paying people. Numerous things is coming out now about this, and it's shocking. It's shocking, and the government had their chance to fix the problem, and they refused. And now I got wind that the vigilantes are going to be swarming Florida, so that's cool. Keep your cameras rolling, right? This great footage has never been recorded before. So we're going to listen to White Boy and see what's going on. It's a whole prison thing, folks, right? It's a whole thing. The biggest coup ever in the world was orchestrated from these prisoners. Your children being raped, kidnapped, all kinds of stuff. All right, let's check out White Boy. And they pretty much are a gang, folks, on YouTube. All affiliated with prisons. They all communicate with each other. They all know each other. Right? They all know each other. It's a terrorist organization by YouTube. And Congress and Senate really had no idea until it was brought forward to them. Our war is here in America, not over there. You know, and we refuse to back it. We're not spending no more money on it. We'll back the military that's coming in to the United States, but we're not backing that crap over there in another country when these people are literally stealing subs, hacking, viewing, luring men, trying to blackmail, trying to use, oh, I was a military they're terrorists, folks. The evilest as the evil comes. They'll kidnap your kids. They'll hack your phones. They'll even make recordings of you and play them, making it sound like you're threatening people. It's gone. America's over with. Let's check out White Boy. See what he's got to say. He ain't saying anything we already didn't know just because we act dumb. You know, people are like, why are you even in my chat? Well, I'm here for a reason. It's my job as a YouTuber. All right, let's watch this. It's also my government job.
Picking this up, who may be talking about this. I wanted to come on here and tell y'all something that I've been seeing, and to give people a warning, heads up on what to look for. And we have to look at patterns and behavior. I always say that, and I'll always say that. So let's get into it. I've been seeing people talk about this, doing a little bit of digging on their own and finding certain things in this situation. And for that matter, I applaud any and all who have done so, who have took the information, maybe a look for themselves. But there's a little bit of chatter that I don't like. And there is chatter about, will JLR get arrested or not? And there's chatter about other things concerning Magnolia.
Well, I was in a chat last night, Mr. White Boy, and people were saying, I can't believe this. Why is he not in prison? And I told them, if you notice, JLR is constantly moving around. And the one lady that was running, the channel, the video, said, you know what, you're right. I'm like, if you watch his patterns, he's constantly moving. After this thing that happened at the hotel room, what did he do? He took the vehicle from his girlfriend and he went back to Florida, and then he boot scoop boogied right away out to Arizona. And before that, Before Nancy Guthrie, what did he do? He was constantly running all around America to these places. So he was constantly, they were watching him, because there was other women that he dated that have come out now and said that he was very violent and abusive. He's demonic. He's been trespassing on us. A lot of these people have been trespassing on us, using witchery, sorcery. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right, let's continue. So, why ain't JLR arrested? Well, either he cut a deal or he's constantly on the run. So, if this keeps up, well, then the Federal Bureau of Investigation will be in, because he's on the run. They wanted to arrest him in Arkansas or wherever that happened in Washington. They wanted to arrest him, but he already left the state. I said that a couple times, a couple days ago. He's already, he always leaves the state when he gets wind. They might be tipping him off. Maybe, I don't know. We don't even know if any of this is true. This all might be exactly what White Boy is saying, a racket, made up stuff that is now for JLR to sue people or Magnolia or whatever. And now stuff's coming out about Magnolia, and we're all just sitting here going, are you effing kidding me? But the devil blinds us every day. The fake Messiah.
Here's what I can tell you, right? Fake information out on this channel. Some people watch me and I'm exposing or talking about their favorite YouTuber and they don't want to hear the information and treat me as a hater or something. But at the end of the day, the information is factual, right? When I received this information about JLR, when I told you that I read stuff, when I told you how disgusting it was, it's because there's an entire file of this, right? I don't know all of what people have searched. I mentioned, like, go to Nerdy's X. I could tell you that whatever Nerdy has posted is nothing into full details. There's an entire file here, people. I was given that by a creator that I truly trust. And I also gave my word. And if anybody knows me, my word is my bond. I can't break that. As bad as I want to really say some things.
Well, I imagine there's a pattern and poison, all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know what they did to me. I went to bed feeling fine. Well, actually woke up the other day and I don't know what they're bringing. I don't know what they're doing. It's demonic, purely evil. All to cover up what they've done, what we exposed, what the Lord exposed. I don't know. I don't know. We're all sinners. We all had past. But like I said, when you don't break away from that past and you continue to do it, surely the Lord will catch up to you one day. It's finally caught up to America, folks. The USA has been very bad for a long time. And it's finally caught up to the USA. Innocent people died, all because they're demonic.
In this video to give you full context, I think it's important for people to remember that it's not my story. The creator who gave me the entire file, it's not his or hers story. You know whose story it is? Magnolia's. And we have to remember that she has a channel. So I really want people to think about that and maybe be on the lookout of the entire situation, of the entire receipts. Now, in regards to if JLR will get arrested or not, I don't know all of what you have saw or not, or all of what you know about the situation or not. Here's what I can say without breaching my word and without taking away from one's story that they may or may not tell the internet themselves. If you, from what's publicly available, you should know that Magnolia got a hold of one of JLR's phones. She confronted him about some communication with other women. In said police report, there's talks of porn addiction from JLR. There's talks of broken noses, of choking, of all the way until being unconscious.
See, I think the people got the story wrong. I think he knocked her out right away. 2 punches to the face, to the body. He knocked her out. And he panicked. He thought he killed her. And he drove off. Now, people are saying, well, no, it couldn't have been like that. No, that was her words in the documentation that was out, that she lost consciousness. Right? She tried to call the authorities because they were arguing. He flipped out, grabbed the phone. He beat her till she lost consciousness. I think he probably thought she was dead. Good God, I killed her. He grabbed her phone and grabbed all of her stuff in the vehicle and left. That's what they said in the first report that came out, the first video about this. That he took the vehicle, her bags, her phone, all her identity, everything, and left. But now they're saying, no, he just took his bags and left, and her phone. Why would he leave his phone behind and take her phone? That don't make sense. Maybe who was the one with the porn addiction? For one, if they're dating and have each other, there's really no need for porn unless you're watching it with each other. I mean, couples do that, but the whole thing of other women involved, maybe there was other men involved too, and they all were watching this porn thing, right? Maybe there's swingers. But no matter what it is, we're not here to judge. That's God's thing. What we're here to do is try and figure out, how are these people number one on YouTube in the crime sector?
There's talks of also they had a joint bank account, him taking the money out. So I can keep going on and on, but I don't want to, it's not as, I don't have this big ego where I have to put it out first, or this is not my story. It's not my story to tell. I don't mind further exposing JLR. I don't mind informing y'all of information. But at some point, someone will tell a story and give you full details, I believe. Allegedly, hypothetically, and for educational purposes. But what I want you to focus on is patterns and behavior. Because also what you may have read or not read publicly available is when this incident happened, when police are called into the scene here, which I believe it was Washington, JLR left the state. So the complications of him getting arrested is he left the state. Patterns and behavior, very easy. Who can recall a couple of years ago when I made a video calling JLR out because he went to I believe it was Arkansas. Correct me in the comments if I get this wrong. Arkansas, where Don and Candace Wells were living in a hotel. I don't care what you feel about the Summer Wells case.
Yeah, the Summer Wells case is a bunch of dudes that sold drugs and partied, good old country, but whatever it was, all affiliated with prisons. They all done prison time. They all come out of prison and they learned a new trade in prison. And what did JLR probably learn in prison when he was there for 10 years? I can tell you what he learned. He learned a new trade, how to rip people off, scam, blackmail, violence, numerous things. No, that's what you do when you go to jail. You learn new stuff, right? Behind bars, new rackets, new scams. And maybe he's been used. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Anything's possible. No, here comes Melissa Megahagen Botham. If you communicate with a woman, maybe you can stop being obsessed with men. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Get rid of these people. My God, you people have come here. All you do is come in here to transfer someone else's uh, evil and sickness and everything. Get rid of that idiot. All right, let's continue to listen to this.
You can think Don and Candace are all the way guilty, or you can think they're innocent. That is not the subject, and that is not what my message is right now. But my message is this guy went to an apartment where they were staying, knocked on a hotel, knocked on the hotel door, and for the first time, Candace Wells did something proactive. She finally took action on people that were bothering them. And what happened, and I remember reporting this, and I've said this a million times, patterns and behaviors. What happened is she finally called the police. And if you know that Don and Candace, the whole saga there, they didn't call the cops when JLR, Molly, and Go Lightly went up there, got Don fired, this and that. But they actually did this time. And the police were going to arrest JLR. There was a problem. And guess what that was? JLR left the state. That's old news. Again, I don't care. And we're not talking about the Summer Wells case in this video. I'm bringing up that situation because he knew that Candace did call the police. I reported on this years ago.
You know what's crazy? All these people that are making videos and within this crime sector are wanted for the same thing. You know, White Boy now put out videos on JLR, and now people are saying, well, White Boy's in the same predicament with his wife. He abused his wife or something. Right? And Griff, he went crazy the other night. He was talking about these people. Right? They're no better than Ernie Shell. They're no better than I don't know what happened to the great Swami Griff. The real Griff or whatever he called him. So I don't know. You know, what happened to him? Who knows? I heard he went crazy and he was doing a live, and now they're on that. I mean, this is the problem. All we're doing is covering the stuff we're watching, right? It's content. People are, well, you people don't know how to make content, and whatever. We don't know how to do nothing, right? We're the idiots. And these people, why are they so huge? Why do they have such a big following? Because they're a gang. It's everything the FBI, Homeland Security, CIA said. They're more worried about YouTubers that have millions of viewers and turning their viewers into weapons and terrorists. And that's probably what we're seeing. Yeah. Yeah, shocking. And they got connections to the inside of the prisons, which the prisons run this country now. I guess the government's that dumb where they can't figure out what's going on. But yeah, America's safe? No. A decline in people coming here to this? Yes. Madness going on? Yes. Uh, is it going to come to an abrupt end violently? Probably. When a country is under siege and the madmen have gone mad, you got to stop it before it spreads across the world. And I'm not spending money in some other country, Quan Quin Quono, to make sure they live good without witchery, sorcery, and magic in their streets and their children are safe when madness is erupting in America. There ain't no bromance. I don't know where these people come from. They really just find out who they track these accounts, man. And I'm telling you, I told Mother Green in the ass kicking machine. I told the CIA, FBI, you track these accounts. These are the guys, and I bet you these accounts are connected or affiliated with YouTuber channels. We don't need to go to another country anymore to fight a war, folks. We're going to do it here. The internet is the battlegrounds, right? People are, and we keep getting this. It's China. It's China. It's all these other countries, and the fact states and the data shows it's a coup within our own country.
And I spoke with Candace herself. She was livid at the time because they told Candace they couldn't do anything because he went across state lines. Okay? Now I'm only.
And there's your problem right there is police that are not doing their jobs. For a police officer to tell someone there's nothing we could do, it's out of our jurisdiction and they've already left the state is bullcrap. Take that man's uniform, badge, and his weapon. He's not working for the United States citizen. Because what that cop should have done was contacted the authorities in Florida and let them know we need this guy. He's wanted out here. For any police officer to say it sounds like a civil problem or there's nothing we could do, they left jurisdiction or whatever, is full of shit. They want a paycheck for nothing.
Bringing that up for patterns and behavior. I can't on this video 100% clarify or verify that JLR will be arrested for the events that happened. But what I can say is he did the exact same thing that he did in that instance. And there's been other instances. I've been talking about this for years. In the Murdaugh case, I forget if it was a neighbor or one of the Murdaugh's family members, correct me in the comments, called the police because the dude was looking in the windows. He's had instances when he goes to these places where police get called, and every single time, patterns and behavior, he leaves the state. So I want to bring that.
I hate to say it, folks, but much like we told you, Ernie Shell might be affiliated with other things. JLR might be affiliated with other things, and before he gets caught, he skips town. He might be a peeping Tom. He might be out there watching us through the windows as we're doing. He might be yanking the baloney as he's looking in the windows, watching porn on his phone and yanking the baloney. Yeah, we're dealing with a sick, sick country, folks. Very sick country. Very, very sick country, folks. And yeah, it's possible. People, oh my, not JLR. Yeah, it's possible. He might be possessed. And even then, people are like, oh, that's it, Kramer, you're crazy. Well, I'm just telling you. Some of the photos we're seeing, his eyes are black. His like his eyes. Some of the photos coming out and everything, I'm like, well, it's possible when he did do his 10 years, he hooked up with the Brotherhood, the Nazis. Because people are saying he looks like a scam. He might have. You got to survive in prison. That's what they tell you. Hook up with a club. If you don't hook up with a gang, a club, an organization in prison, then you best stay in your prison cell all the time. Because you're not going to make it. And that's what we are dealing with. People can't even go into prison, do their time, and not be sucked into more evil. That's crazy. America, we're calling bullshit on all your people that are saying America is the greatest country in the world. Bullshit. All right, let's keep going. These people all are connected and affiliated. Prostitution, porn videos, making them, drugs, intimidation. They are all affiliated, folks, and they all know each other.
To your attention, as well with this warning for all other content creators covering this situation. Again, I know this guy. I've been talking about this guy for years. And for all creators that are covering this situation, I applaud you and you have my respect and I fully support and I'm behind you. I want to warn you. This guy will attack your channel. This guy will strike you. Don't be surprised if you find yourself in a lawsuit. This is the price that you will have to realize and pay when you're covering JLR. If you look at the video that I made about where he...
I'll tell you what, big boy, white boy, don't be threatening people with lawsuits because you won't make it to a courthouse. The government failed to do their job. The American people hired people to come in to do the job. Do you understand? Don't be threatening people because that's all you people know. Not white boy, but JLR. Right? I'm talking about JLR because that's all he does. That's how these people make a living. They never worked a hard day in their life. They make their living on suing people. Our whole justice system is screwed up. It's backed up with stupid court cases. He called me an idiot and said that I did, and we're suing him for. And you got rapists, killers, terrorists, organizations running wild on the streets, and you got idiots backing up our courts with stupid, childish lawsuits. It's just unbelievable. Well, if I'm not in the military, Jeff, so, and if I was, I wouldn't be able to tell you. If I was sworn in 10 years ago, whatever it is, I still wouldn't be able to tell you, Jeff. I still wouldn't be able to tell you. All right, let's continue.
He's saluting Adolf Hitler and sucking off the Coke bottle and he's acting like the Coke bottle is Adolf Hitler. He has struck every channel ever to do that. He wants that video off the internet. I know this to be proof because he did it to Heels in the Air. Rest in peace.
Yo, crime.
Whether you're a professional technician,
crime time,
or simply take pride in maintaining your own cars, Harbor Freight.
What's up? Haven't seen you in a while. So, what are we dealing with? I don't know. Probably patterns. He's abused other people.
I know JLR, and there's a underlining reason why he doesn't really bother me, right? I think everybody with a brain can kind of figure out that we're both from Florida. I'm like an hour away from his house, and things of that nature, hypothetically, and for educational purposes. But there's
white boys. And there's a reason my JLR ain't coming after me, because I live an hour away from him. Yeah, he probably knows, Listen, folks, this has been going on for a long time. We've been trying to tell everybody, when the leaders, the people that we put on pedestals, we think are godly, divine, touched by God and everything. And what are we finding? They're humans. They're sinners. And why are we putting these people on pedestals? I have no idea. I do want to say rest in peace to the great Chuck Norris, who really was a good guy, a great champion, and a great movie maker. All right, let's continue with this.
Reasons why, that video I made doesn't go through the same routine that he does with other channels. I'm just giving you a warning. Expect it. But that shouldn't stop you for continuing to cover it. Go all the way in, right? But we have to remember, as everyone does report this, as people do talk about this, we have to remember there were two people there. There were two people there when this happened. JLR and Magnolia. What JLR will do is be silent, have his mods block and delete all comments made about the situation because they're that much of a fan, right? Let's get those moderator names down and let's have a look-see, because I'm a little bit mad about that. Anybody that knows the mods that are blocking you, if you're leaving comments about the situation, email me, whiteboylockdownradio@yahoo. We'll have a look-see. We'll put it out there. Promise.
No, we all been blocked. We all been asking questions where Miss Magnolia was. But now stuff is coming out and people are saying, well, here we were feeling bad for Miss Magnolia. And now people are coming out saying, well, she's no innocent angel either. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. This is just unreal. Right? It's unreal. And I felt bad for her. No woman should be beat. What should have happened is JLR should have just left. Listen, we're not dating no more. It ain't working out. And we're getting out of here. Either you're coming, I'll drop you off at home, whatever, or I'm flying or whatever. But he shouldn't have put hands on her. And that was the mistake right there. Hello, Miss ATS News. Right? No one, she should have said, hey, it's over. I'm out of here. I'm going home. The whole porn thing, everybody, porn. Well, they're adults. Nothing wrong with them two watching porn together. But now if there's other people involved and they're watching porn, something ain't right here. Right? Nothing against porn. I don't want the whole world coming down on me because I said something bad about porn. We don't need that. They're attacking us from everywhere. Literally. So what should have been, they should have just separated and went their way. Have I been timed out? Yeah, I was timed out when I asked what happened to Miss Magnolia and Roy, or Rio, the crime fighting dog. Now there's rumors coming out that her dog died. Now, whether it had something to do with this incident, but she just came out and said the dog that JLR bought her is dead. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the new reports coming out that. And then somebody last night in a chat that I was in said, "Good God, did he kill the dog?" And people are like, "We don't know. All we know is Magnolia said is Roy, her little dog, is dead." So this is not good. This ain't good, right? It's not good. Now I don't know. I don't know. He claimed he loved. I seen the video I was watching that day and in his chat when he said he loved Miss Magnolia because some of us were flirting with her, saying she was beautiful. And she is the show, the star of the show. And JLR came out and said, "I love her," and we know. You know. But then after she disappeared and wasn't seen on her channel or JLR's, some people did ask questions of where Miss Magnolia was in the crime-fighting dog Rio. Some people got timed out for a few minutes or whatever. Right? People in his chat, his mods were saying JLR don't have to go through this and don't have to stand for this. And I commented, well, then all he has to do is, why don't JLR just stop all this madness and have all these people coming in, have Miss Magnolia do a video saying, "Leave JLR alone, I'm fine." No, but that video never came. Yeah, that little tiny dog that they got, Miss ATS News, Crime Time Grime, they're saying is now deceased.
But JLR will be silent about the situation. And if he does speak about the situation, you can bet your ass it's going to be Magnolia's fault. Because that's exactly what JLR does, patterns in behavior, personal experience. Lastly, we have to remember that even if he does that, that's fine because the other person involved may have a story to tell. Maybe everybody should just
look at this video down here.
Because maybe everybody might hear a story soon.
Look at the way he looks up here. Does he look
for the person
Nazi?
involved? Until the next one, white boy.
White Fox here. The hunt begins.
Well, there you go, folks. Should we go back and watch some other videos about JLR? Does he look like he joined the Reich when he was in prison, or maybe the Brotherhood or whatever? Well, it does in some of the photos. I was like, oh, he's a skinhead. He went complete, but that's what you got to do when you got to survive in prison, right? You got you're locked up with all these dudes, and they're killers, rapists, madmen. They might not have been when they went to prison, but after being in prison, it's the only way. Right? It's the only way is you got to join up with one of them or you die or you get raped or whatever in prison by men and stuff. This is just nuts. Nuts. We're calling bull crap. We want our money back, America. There ain't nothing safe. There ain't nobody safe in America. Jeff, this has nothing to do with me being jealous over JLR. I helped JLR get his 34,000 or 329,000 views. We were streaming his stuff all over. We had no idea about this stuff. Why? Because he was threatening people. If they released it, he'd kill them. He even threatened the government. Why do you think they hit it so much? I don't know. I have no idea. Now, could he be a crazy man? He could be. To me, he looks like either he's possessed sometimes or he's got a mental problem or he's done so much stuff that he can't hide it no more. It's written all over his face. He's trying to steal someone else's life because his sucks. You're not going to ever be Johnny Kramer. I keep telling these people, you'll never be me. You'll steal and everything. I don't know. I got some alcoholic here trespassing on me. Right? Send them alcoholic liver spots, Lord, back to the people down the hallway. I drink like a fucking fish. Putting up with your bullshit no more, and your fake ass religions, and your bullshit propaganda that this country's the greatest thing in the world.
Be patient, because maybe everybody might hear.
JLR tried to sue Trump.
Hey, honey. We'll be here in 30.
No problemo.
White boy coming at you from work with.
So is it true? Yeah, JLR tried to sue Trump, said Trump took his virginity. Poked him in the old brown eye, not the one that winks, but the one that stinks. Can you believe this effing shit in my country? In my courts. This is why our courts are so backed up and innocent men are going to prison, is because our courts are so backed up with shit like Donald Trump poked me in the ass and took my virginity in Florida. Well, really, were you on the island or were you at Lake Mar-a-Lago or wherever the fuck you were? Yeah, we're tired of this bullshit. The prisons, the madmen, the money ain't running shit in this country no more. Light it up. Bring in the apple dumpling open fire gang. Give them a piece of reality. Bunch of child raping fact. Blackmail extortion is all these people know. That's all they know how to do to make $1 or kill people. You can make more money in this country killing and selling drugs and raping and pillaging than you can working an honest day. And then you come to me with your labor board and everything. We just ain't got the manpower. I wonder why. Ain't nobody wants to go to work and put in a hard day building buildings, skyscrapers and buildings when they can rape, pillage, and steal and make 3 times more of the money. Bullhorn Betty, ATS News, said that she dated JLR a while back and warned people that he was very violent. And I was shocked myself because Miss Bullhorn Betty looks like a very beautiful, nice lady, but from what she even tried to warn people. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's just the information we're getting. That he wasn't right. Very violent, doing stuff, looking in people's just crazy stuff. Right? It kind of reminds me of that interview with Theo Vaughn when he was on Joe Rogan's, saying he used to look in people's windows and yank his baloney or whatever, peeping Tom on it, and they're fucking rich and famous. Who knew all he had to do was go out and kill, rape, type peeping Tom, steal, rape, and the government or the movie business or whoever would make you a rich man. And then they all turn and say, it's God. God, oh, God okayed for these people to do what they did to us. I think that's the fake Messiah you all been worshiping. Well, whatever it was, even though I was dumb, Melissa, I still worked. And let me tell you something, if you're in construction, if you don't drink, you will. You will learn to drink alcohol because that's what they do after they work. And some of them, well, as they're working, they're drinking. That's part of the job. Now, you come to me, government, and you ask me all these questions. Why? Why? We revealed it to you. Why is my building leaning over 3/4 of an inch? I don't know. You might want to go ask that guy right over there that's passed out half drunk. Go ask them. And no bad feelings because, well, I used to be one. A framer, construction, roofing, you name it. And after doing it for so long, well, your body starts breaking down. And your mind. Now, so if you're going into the trades, be prepared to be a drinker. If you're not a big drinker, you will be once you get into the trades. I'm just saying. I think we already
An update. So if you don't know, I posted on my wall. It's all over Twitter. Jonathan Lee Rich's the video. You can type it in YouTube where a man actually approached JLR, and I believe Betty was with him. And the dude wanted to get busy with JLR, but JLR, as a coward, and he ran away because he was scared of that man. Right? He was scared of that man. In the Tito case, there were instances where men had a problem with us being out there. And there's a video, you can type it in YouTube, where a man actually approached JLR, and I believe Betty was with him. And the dude wanted to get busy with JLR, but JLR, as a coward, and he ran away because he was scared of that man, right? He was scared of that man, but he'll do this vicious, violent stuff to his woman, and then death threats for if the information gets out, and that's very interesting.
You know, I was in chats where people said Magnolia got what she deserved. That she was a crazy woman herself. And I was like, well, she's got red hair, so them redheads are crazy. So did she create this whole madness? A lot of people are saying Magnolia's in trouble because this is all a lie. And this will all be revealed. You know, I don't know who did what, or I really don't care anymore. I really don't. I really don't care. But JLR used to date Bullhorn Betty, and before that, he ran with Molly Golightly. And before that, there was other women that he ran with. And before that, he was in prison, for fraud. He's good on computers and making it out to be he's someone else and stealing their whole identity, bank account, and money. He's even scammed banks from stealing from people. Racket, a scam. You learn something in prison, just like you learn something when you're out of prison in the real sector, in the real civilian life. You learn a trade, a job, whatever. In prison, you learn new things. And that was violence and extortion, blackmail, and how to treat women and stuff, right? Because the men behind bars, well, they don't treat women too good. They don't treat anybody too good. That's why they're in prison.
Because all this is dating back to December of last year, so he kept it on the hush-hush for some time. It's extremely interesting with this guy, right? Any feedback. I've been telling people, right? You can search in YouTube, JLR investigates doing weird stuff with a soda bottle and Hitler. And you know what will come up? Me. Because I showed him saluting Adolf Hitler, and he was pretending to suck Adolf off. He was sucking a soda bottle like it was Adolf's blank. And what people will be like, oh, he's had a past, so what? Look here, man. I'm the last person to talk about anybody's past. We've all had pasts. I'm not talking about him going to prison or jail. I'm talking about the weird stuff that he's done on the internet.
Well, this dude, White Boy's probably telling the truth. They've probably been hacking us. They've probably been doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, crime, time, grime. Yeah, be safe. They're coming for a lot of people. Now, if you remember, we're going to talk about Delphi, and JLR was in Delphi. And hold on a minute, I got to use the restroom. I'll be right back. All right. So, Delphi case. JLR was in Delphi not too long. If you remember, JLR was at the court hearing. If you remember that video, Greeno came out and introduced himself to JLR, and JLR walked up to Greeno, and they were talking. And if I'm not mistaken, when Greeno came out of the office, out of the courthouse, he walked up to JLR, shook his hand. They started talking, and I could have swore Greeno told JLR, they're coming for you also. And it wasn't long after that JLR left Delphi, Indiana. He was on the courthouse steps with Greeno. Now, I don't know how deep his porn addiction goes. I don't know what his whole thing is. I don't know. But I have no idea why Greeno would say that. They'll be coming for you too. This is crazy. This is nuts. Completely nuts. Got way out of hand. And now it's too far gone. You're welcome, Crime Time Grime. Have a great day. You're always welcome to chill here.
Out, right? So these people that defend it, it's so weird. I've always wondered why people supported this guy, right? And I don't think anybody can get behind this atrocious paperwork of what he just did and try to keep it on the hush hush. Another thing is, if you ever hear JLR speak, and it's very rarely, but he's spoken about me out there in the Gabby Petito case. Because unlike JLR, I'm not a coward, right? And I would shoo those guys and those men away. Not that instance with that military guy, that was all their fault. But many times being out there, people would approach and yell. It's all over my live streams. They're still publicly available. You can watch it yourself. He would never confront anybody who was angry or frustrated with people being out there. I always ran them out. And it's funny because he calls me crazy. White boy's crazy. No, I'm just making sure everybody that's with me is safe. It's very interesting to know that he'll only viciously bash his ex-girlfriend. Now,
I don't know what to say. It's just gone too crazy. Hello, RC. How you doing? I'm just not buying this is the greatest country in the world anymore. Health system sucks if they're not trying to do, anthrax attacks, people being shot. That's why I call them the Apple Dumpling Open Fire Gang, because they're just shooting at everything. And the government is so whacked out, they don't even know what they're doing. They're worried about other things other than America and handling the problem. And who knows what they poisoned all of us with. Who knows what they've done, right? I wouldn't doubt it if they disconnected the water lines and hooked them up to the toilet lines, and we all been drinking shit water. And then they turn around. Who knows? Who gives a crap? Pretty crazy if you ask me. So did JLR get used? Was JLR the one that was used by these women? Was Ernie Shell used by these women?
Hey.
Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. I'm looking to see if I can see anything else on JLR. When I wasn't signed in this morning.
Repeat your names. Repeat your names.
Stephanie Grijalva.
How about this?
I'm getting reports that they got rid of the sheriff. That they got rid of the sheriff in the Nancy Guthrie case. They fired him. That's what I heard this morning. There was more stuff on YouTube before I signed in. Like when you just open YouTube before you sign into your account, there was all kinds of JLR. But when you sign in, you can't. Where is it? I don't know. Pretty crazy if you ask me. Mimi Sounds is just put out a video. Well, don't look like I'm seeing anything too much more on JLR. We'll have to wait. I imagine more. No. I don't have no compassion for other men. I think you're all a bunch of idiots. Here comes Patton. Killed more men than the plague. I hope you folks know what you're doing. Because you got to deal with that guy right there, the general. You deal with him, I'm not. You deal with him. He's got a cigar in his mouth, too. That's probably what was on the sidewalk the other day. I thought it was a dog turd, but I think it was a chewed up cigar. It did look like a dog turd. I'm like, oh, someone's dog just took a crap right here on the drive. But I think it was a cigar. Chewed up slobby cigar. Nah, well, there you go, folks. More on JLR as it comes in. Now, JLR is an innocent man until proven guilty. And there might be an arrest because if you look at the reports, the police reports, there was no arrest made. They wanted to arrest him, but the police report said it seems that Mr. JLR left the state before they can make an arrest on him. He might be a traveling demolishing team. Every state he goes into, there might be something he's done bad, and he leaves right away. But boy, he stayed in Arizona for a while. Why? Did he have connections? And he was out there for a month. But what people really don't realize is if our team is as good as they say they are, then the people that actually were around Mr. JLR were actually undercover agents. I imagine there's a warrant being issued out of Washington. Miss ATS News, because in the report they said the police wanted to arrest him, but they couldn't find him, that he already left the state. So I imagine they're in the works right now. Florida will be flooded pretty soon with either vigilante or agents to pick him up. That's what I'm probably imagining is going on. And if you look at the whole thing, JLR is constantly on the move. Now, people are saying, well, why didn't they arrest him? Well, he's constantly on the move. Now, people are like, well, why didn't they arrest Ernie Shell? Well, because Ernie Shell was constantly on the move. Sometimes he would be right at his own house, but he would make it appear he was somewhere else. Right? Constantly on the move. Therefore, it's harder for them to track you down. And if you're on social media, well, then they might be able to track you down. It'll just take longer. Miss Magnolia made a statement on someone's channel last night that the crime dog Rio that JLR got for her died. I don't know if JLR had anything to do with it or the stress of this situation, the beating and stuff might have scared the dog, and the dog died of stress. I'm not sure. Maybe she had no one to take care of the dog when she's been in the hospital. I think she's still in the hospital. She got beat up pretty good, supposedly. Had to have reconstruction surgery on her nose and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it could be she didn't have anyone to take care of the dog, and the dog didn't eat and passed away. We're not sure. We don't know yet. All we know is we're getting reports that her little dog passed away. But I keep telling you, if the government is serious about doing a job, if the government's serious and they're going to listen, we don't need to go to another country. Our terrorists are right here on YouTube. Fake accounts, fraudulent accounts, trolls, whatever. Their lies, the people that we're looking for, the hackers, the terrorists, the pimps, the prostitutes, even the famous. Our answer and our war lies in YouTube. Now it's a new war, new age. Now, folks, we want you to be safe because some of these bad guys got their hands on some military weaponry and recon devices, drones. Now, don't worry, these drones are not loaded. They're not capable of attacking people, not unless these people modify them themselves, but they're small drones. They don't have enough capacity to carry anything heavy. They're mainly for observation, recon. I don't know if it was espionage, terrorist, whatever, just a bunch of idiots trying to steal Mother Green and the butt kicking machines. Weaponry. I don't know. I would stay home if you can. Pray to God, and hopefully He gets all these people that have been using witchery, sorcery, magic, voodoo, mamba, kuchi, all this shit. Hopefully the Lord does with them what He thinks. I'll pray for these people. Forgive them, Lord. But then again, I don't know if you want me to even pray for them. And this is what happened. We don't know the whole story. For all we know, Miss Magnolia was the bad one, was watching porn or whatever. I don't know. Maybe she was setting JLR up. Maybe. It's possible. You can't trust anybody these days, but it's sad. You know, people come and they say, well, Johnny, what's the problem in America? Why do we have to go to other countries to find good women? Well, because these women are crazy. Corn-fed American women. You can't trust nobody, man or woman. Hell, you can't even trust your own family anymore. It's gone so crazy. I don't know. I need to refill my coffee. Hold on a minute. Miss ATS News, what is your take on this situation? RC, if you want to voice your opinion on it. So JLR is like Turner. Yeah, Tina and Turner. Turner and Tina. Yeah. Yeah. Ike Turner was a real mofo with Tina Turner. Right? Tell her, well, bitch, you ain't singing the song right. I'm going to beat you until you do sing the song right. And that's what we're seeing in there. And then what happened to that? Well, these women become violent. If these women are being abused and used and violent, what do these women end up doing if they don't leave? Well, they become violent, crazy, just as crazy as the men. Miss ATS News says she will share her thoughts tonight. Folks, make sure you check out Miss ATS News channel at 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern Central Mountain Central Time, whatever it is out there on the East Coast. Make sure you check out Miss ATS News at 8 o'clock tonight, where she will be covering and giving her opinion on all this madness. Now, we never took in consideration, does JLR have any family? Right? What does his family say? What was he like when he was growing up? How was he before he went to prison? And was he different before he went to prison than he came out? This all plays a part in the madness. It's just like a kid growing up in Chicago. What kind of surroundings was he around? Well, they just killed anything that came on their street. If you didn't belong to their little clique, you were either going to get raped, robbed, or killed. Right? It's a pattern. It's the only thing they know. And can the government do anything? It's too late. In order to do anything, you'd have to go through great extremes, and you ain't got the balls. That's why a lot of people are saying Kramer should have been president. I had to turn it down because I got one left nut that's going bad on me now all of a sudden, with all their man root and magic that they've been doing. Is this affecting JLRs? That's my question. Is this affecting JLR's channel?
Not videos, images.
The other
That's
thing
all I
that is it's so disheartening because, I mean, there are so many crazy YouTube videos out there that they're just crazy. From the title that there's no truth to them. But there are some that, okay, maybe so, but is it because that they're withholding things from us? Is it because?
Well, he's got over 12,000. He's live right now. He's got over 12,000 people watching. And they're talking about YouTubers being crazy. The irony of this, right? They're the ones talking that we're crazy. Oh, geez, unbelievable. So is it affecting his channel? I don't think so. Last night, I think he was up to 383 views after his 383,000 views. And right now he's live and he's holding a steady 12,000 viewers. So is it affecting him? Probably not. And is he going to be famous? Probably. He probably is going to be famous now because even Gray Hughes is talking about him. Even the one lady that's involved in the Guthrie case, the news lady, was on Gray Hughes last night, and they were talking about JLR. So he's probably going to be famous, folks, because that's how the system works. The more crazier you are, well, the more bad things you do for these people, the more they'll worship you and honor you. And what, I don't know, it's crazy. He'll probably be famous. They'll probably make him famous. JLR, you know, abused women, beat them down, belonged to the. I seen a video last night. JLR was praising the Muslims. He came out in a video saying, Salam Salik Salama. I'm here to support the Muslim people and the Clintons. And he's flipping out because he wants YouTube to take it down. He didn't want people to see it. And somebody went digging through YouTube and found it. And he was holding up a Muslim thing and said he supports the Clintons, the Muslims, and he came right out and said, Salam Saluk Salami. That's Muslim stuff. That's Muslim stuff. He was holding a flag and everything, wearing one of them Muslim beanies. It was crazy. Crazy. Literally, I'm like, you know what this is, right? He's supporting terrorism. And people were flipping out. Why the hell would he get on camera dressed like a Muslim holding a flag saying, Salam Salik Salami? And he was there to support these people in the Clintons. It was crazy. Right? Then he went to being, he supports Trump. He's a big support and MAGA person, and MAGA is supporting JLR and everything. But yet he sued Trump for raping him. I mean, when did this happen? Did Trump go into the prison and have sex with you, then leave? Or were you being that? You already live in Florida. Did you go to one of the wild parties, JLR? It might have got mixed up a little bit or drunk or something and ended up in one of Trump's brothels in there. And he butt raped you. Why would you sue Trump for taking your virginity? Well, can we save JLR? Probably not unless he comes out and tells us the story about how Donald Trump took his virginity. If he explains that, then we might have to protect him. How did Trump do this? I mean, this is crazy. I'm suing everybody. Hey, if JLR can sue everybody, I'm suing. Suing everybody, everywhere, everything. I'm even suing the court system. So it's obvious this is not affecting all this stuff coming out. JLR ain't worried about nothing. He's in his protective bat cave now. He's back in Florida, surrounded by the psycho madmen that surround others in Florida. And he ain't worried about nothing. All this stuff is a lie that you people been putting out. Now, on this channel, we can't say any of this is real. All we can say is we're reporting what YouTube is putting out. And that's it. We're reporting on it. Is it true? I have no idea. Is there patterns there? Yes. We've been onto the patterns for a long time. Even this channel has been inside of his chat asking questions. And we supported him. You know, I give him props. He's a good reporter. But is he a reporter? Or is he good at evading when people are looking for him? Well, I think he made a grab for the money, like Trump was saying. Get your little hands off of my moolah, my dinero. And I ain't talking about Robert De Niro. Now, folks, make sure you check out Miss ATS News. Can you post your channel in chat, please, so these good people of America can see your channel? You might not want to post it because people hate me. Everywhere I go, they're hated. I don't know who sent this madness to me, but it ain't mine. In Jesus' name, amen. Miss ATS News, can you hear me? Copy. Miss ATS News, come in. Over. Raven calling ATS News. Can you hear me? Come in. It's me, Johnny. If you want, you can post your channel in chat so everyone can show up at 8 o'clock Eastern Central, Mountain Central Division time. No answer. Cat got her tongue. The cat got her tongue. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now you all know I don't need to tell you to hunker down, that this has already been predicted on The Simpsons that 2026 is going to be hell, fury, and fire. Now we're getting trust passed on by a lot of these people, poisoned by a lot of these people. Magic, voodoo used on us, witchery, sorcery, you name it, they're doing. I don't know what to tell you folks, but none of you are safe in America anymore. Now, I do believe these people have been paying people that are doing witchery, sorcery, maybe in other countries doing it to us. I think that's what it is, Lord, is this witchery. And so, Lord, you might have to get rid of this earth again. I'll hang out here because I don't use magic or witchery or sorcery. I ask you to take what these people sent to me and take it and put it in your hands, this pain, this suffering, this sickness, whatever they've done. Return to sender, right? The Duke of Earl is gone. In Jesus' name. Now you get this alcoholic people off of my property and out of me, and we might not destroy your country. Until then, nothing's changing. And we're going along with the schedule. And everything is on schedule. Nazis, they might be Nazis. Don't know, don't really care. I'm suffering myself and in pain. So, there you go, folks. Who did what? Who knows? Why? Who knows? Who cares? Probably to cover up their madness. So you folks have a great day. I'm looking, there ain't no more stuff I'm seeing out new on JLR. Maybe I'll have to sign out and then it'll show all this stuff that's going on. And then I'll have to write down the name of the channel and then sign in again and then look for the channel. But when I woke up this morning, there was all kinds of stuff before I signed in on about JLR and some other YouTubers. So I don't know. Miss ATS News, thanks for stopping in. Make sure you folks check out ATS News tonight, where she'll be covering and explaining her side of this, what she thinks, her thoughts. Now, you folks be safe. God bless. I'll be back with more content. I want to thank you, trolls, because I want to thank RC for stopping in. and the trolls, because you're also counted as one, I think. Not unless you got a hot phone, and then you're not counted as one. So you all have a great day, and I'll be back.